What's up, guys? Game Crunch. I woke up this morning and this is kind of the news that I saw. I'm looking over this morning trying to find something to make my Game Crunch short video about and stumbled upon this one and felt like I wanted to make a longer form video about it. As this is a little bit bigger news, I think, and something bigger going on here. So this is over on VGC. Great website, by the way, for overall news. But it looks like Naughty Dog has canceled their Last of Us Online, which I believe was the factions mode, is what they were referring to it as. I'm not really sure. Last of Us to me is like it's a single player game. I don't even know why they needed to put a multiplayer in it anyway. I mean, chances are when it came out, I probably would have checked it out for a couple games, and unless it was really good, I mean, I probably never played it again. So it might be best on their point. I don't know how many of you guys were looking forward to that, but I mean, at the end of the day, eh. But it's still pretty big news because I think it signifies a bit of a shift in the way that the industry is going and a way that they're thinking of making games. Just due to the cost of games these days and the manpower and everything needed to make these online games and keep them up to date and the oversaturation of that market. So let's delve into this article here a little more detail. So the team working on the game was reportedly scaled down earlier this year, which we did hear about. If you followed it at all, we did hear about that they had scaled it back. So that's some stuff that we did hear about. So they canceled it entirely, and they're just saying Last of Us Online. I think this is the faction mode they're talking about. I haven't really fully read through this article yet, but so in a statement on its website, the developer said, "We realize many of you have been anticipating news around the project we've been calling The Last of Us Online." So maybe that's not factions. Hang on. There's no easy way to say this. We've made the incredibly difficult decision to end development on that game. We know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated The Last of Us factions community. Okay, so it is factions. Who've been following our multiplayer ambitions ardently. Ooh. Oh, look at that word. We're equally crushed at the studios, and we're looking forward to putting it in your hands. My hands? What, they want me to develop the game? Okay. We wanted to share with you some background of how we came to this decision. Sony reportedly scaled back the size of Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game earlier this year, following an evaluation by the platform holder and newly acquired Bungie. So I guess what they're looking at is Bungie is the developer of Destiny 2. And Destiny 2 has been a bit of a, maybe sinking ship is too harsh, but they have not been doing good. But I mean, how old is that game? Like, and I mean, I've played Destiny before, and again, I couldn't get into it, man. I don't know. Like I played a few rounds, and I'm like, this is just keeps tossing me in the same level, and I'm like, I'm bored. But according to Bloomberg report in May, the number of people working in the project had been reduced. So if you had followed it at all, yeah, we did hear about that. Which I mean can mean a couple things. It could mean at the time, if it's been reduced, it could be nearing completion, but that's usually not the case. Partly as a result of Destiny's studio feedback as its quality and viability. Okay, so they were concerned, I guess, about the quality and its viability. Interesting. Bungie raised questions about The Last of Us multiplayer's project ability to keep players engaged for a long period of time, and that's pretty much what I said. I think that a lot of us, the vast majority of us, would have downloaded it, turned it on, played a few games, and then went back to our multiplayer game of choice. Whether you play Fortnite or Call of Duty, or I'm heavy into World of Warcraft Classic as of late. Used to be a pretty big Smash Bros. Guy, but I haven't played that as much lately. Pikachu main, shout out ESAM. But as of late, Warcraft has been my go-to. So where were we there? Yeah, basically keeping players engaged for a long time, which led to the reassessment. Shortly before the Bloomberg Reports publication in May, Naughty Dog seemingly preempted the story with a statement on social media in which it indicated that The Last of Us multiplayer game would require more time to develop, which is some of the last stuff we heard, that they were, we need more time, we need more time, we need more time for factions. And Last of Us, 2 is what, going on 3 years old, or 4 years? It's 3 or 4. The last few years have been an absolute blur. I don't know if any of you guys feel like that, but holy crap, since 2020 time has just flown and it has not stopped, and things that I thought happened last year turned out to be 3 years ago. What the heck? So looks like this is their official Twitter statement that they posted last night. So today's statement confirming the cancellation continues. The multiplayer team has been in pre-production with this game since we're working on The Last of Us Part 2. Crafting experience we felt unique and had tremendous potential. As the multiplayer team iterated on their concept for The Last of Us Online during this time, their vision crystallized, the gameplay got more refined and satisfying, and we were enthusiastic about the direction in which we were headed. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear. To reduce and support The Last of Us Online, we had to put all of our studio resources behind it, which, yeah, they don't want to do that if you're just going to play a few games. Like, they want to get people hooked on that game, and that whole idea with those games as a service is, you're not spending $80 on the game or whatever the game costs you in your country. You're basically spending $10 a month, $20 a month, some people $50 a month, and it adds up. That's what they want, and if they can't keep you engaged, they're not going to get that. So basically put all the resources supporting post-launch for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games, if they ever decide to make a Last of Us 3 and stop remastering these dang things. So we had two paths in front of us: become solely live service game studio, which I don't think we want at a Naughty Dog. Not at all. I mean, I would love another Uncharted game, but from what I hear, I think they're done with that series, but who knows? Could happen 5, 10, 15 years down the road. It'll probably get revived. As that nostalgia starts to kick in, when that nostalgia bug hits people, they're like, oh my god. So we had two plans in front of us: to become a solely live service game studio, or to continue focus on single player narrative. And I think that's what we want at Naughty Dog, because they are an A+ developer when it comes to those single player narrative games. I absolutely love the Last of Us series. It's awesome. We are immensely proud of everyone at the studio that touched this project. The learnings and investments in this technology, blah, 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 blah. This is a whole bunch of, we have whatever, we have more than one ambitious brand new single player game we're working on. So yeah, they're typical PR, trying to put a positive spin on things. So that seems to be the end of us, The Last of Us for The Last of Us. I don't know. I'm not too upset about it, but it seems like a lot of people were really looking forward to this for a long time, and have maybe been let down a little by this news. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Were you really looking forward to it, or are you kind of like me, where you're like, yeah, whatever, whenever it comes up, I'll check it out. I don't really care that much. I mostly bought 99% of me bought The Last of Us for the single player, and could give a crap about factions for the most part. Who knows? Maybe it would have been incredible, and I would have had my new online multiplayer game, but that is a very, very tough egg to crack. So let me know what you think. Were you kind of the same boat as me, or really disappointed by this news? Anyway, thanks for tuning in and listen to me rant here for a minute. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to Game Crunch.